Yes, Rubberhead, we are all eating ice cream tonight because it is the Sober Scoop where we hang out and eat ice cream.
What's up?
Hey,
what's up,
sisters?
bearded
What's
bro?
going on?
Hello, sister. Hello, Brooke. That's like a sister.
Sister from another mister.
Yeah, and another mother.
And another mother.
That's a special kind of sister. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm recording this tonight, just so you know. So there's like,
whoa,
I'm trying some stuff out to see if I can make this really fun.
All right, I'll do my best to have a filter this time.
Is Katie Mack coming on?
Well, I think so. It says waiting for her. So come on, Katie Mack. Can you see us? Can you hear us? Where you at? Hey, bearded bro, 3 days. Yes.
Oh my gosh, I need a sound for that.
Yeah, you need some clapping. You need some hand clapping.
Do I have anything? Let me see. Let me see. Nope. That's 3 days. That's incredible.
Okay, it looks like Katie tried to join but couldn't. Staci, do you have a tip for Katie? How did you do it?
I joined and then I requested to join. If that makes sense.
Okay. Oh, hey, Katie. Now, how do we get Katie into the room? She's in this room, but she's not on the screen.
Okay, so Katie, you have to. I don't know. A button came up and said requested to join.
Just the tip. Oh my gosh.
Just the tip. Just the tip. Wrong kind of room.
I think that,
or the right kind of room.
Yeah, it's true.
you should be able to add her. I think there's a button.
I did. It says waiting. Waiting.
Oh, maybe stop waiting and then re-wait.
Let me cancel, Katie. Sorry, that feels so wrong. It's not letting me. Technical difficulties.
Katie just got canceled.
Can anybody else add her?
Sober Fortune Cookie says press the video icon.
Thank you, Sober Fortune Cookie.
Ah! Yes.
Guess what animal I am? I'm a fish.
A blowfish?
I just wanted to give you guys kisses, but then it got weird, so I made it a fish.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like that. Because that's not weird. No. Katie Mack, are you eating some ice cream? What you got?
You guys, you're going to be so pissed.
You're at an ice cream social without ice cream?
No, okay, so this is what happened. This is what happened. What happened was, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to go to the movies. And then I went to the movies, and the drive back from the movies, the movie theater. You guys went to the movie theater. We'll talk about that. The theater. It was
popcorn?
incredible. It was great. I didn't get any popcorn.
Okay, fine.
I didn't get anything. You know why? Because I was thinking about this moment, and I thought, I'm just going to get ice cream on the way home. But then time, what is time? I've learned nothing over quarantine, except less about time. And I go, okay, I got something in the fridge. I got it. And I said, these girls are going to be so fucking mad at me. But okay, so I freeze bananas. So I put bananas and pineapples, and I chopped them up, and I put the tiniest. You guys, can you see how tiny this is? This is a Toll House chocolate chip. This is the tiniest. Where's the camera? The tiniest chocolate chip.
That's very.
They're like mini morsels.
Look at my face, and then look at the chip. You're like, it's a blackhead? No, it's chocolate. And it tastes better this way.
That's one little morsel at a time.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
That is delicious. So I just really effed this whole thing up.
No, you have it. It's perfect. You're eating something frozen and you're being social. So you're totally nailing it. You're nailing it.
Yeah. Staci came to our first show with like a plastic ice cream cone, so you're good.
She did. She came with a Fisher Price plastic ice cream cone.
I completely totally spaced out that I was supposed to be eating ice cream, and we had no ice cream in the house other than Fisher Price.
Yeah, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm an addict. So Go ahead and put ice cream in the house and see how long that lasts. Like, oh, I just have it like laying around. That's not true.
No.
Like, oh, that bottle of Jameson. Oh, we just keep it. It's just for gas.
Keep it on the
What?
counter.
That's cute. If you guys could do that, I cannot. So we have frozen bananas.
I love it.
Yeah, I quit ice cream. I quit sugar. I think it's 8 days ago now. 7
Oh
days,
my
6
God.
days. Must have
Are
been
you
6
okay?
days.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
I'm
Tell me
okay,
that.
but I had to find sugar-free, dairy-free ice cream. So I was gonna come with ice, but I actually found one from like Coconut Bliss or Cocoa Bliss or something.
Yeah, that's so good.
It's made
What
with
flavor?
agave syrup.
Hi, Michelle.
It tastes like chocolate pudding and peanut butter, so whatever flavor that is.
Okay, well,
Sounds
let's go
good.
around. So, okay, what's your official? You've got bananas and tiny little chips, and what else was in there, Mac?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just frozen bananas,
Frozen bananas,
frozen pineapples,
pineapples,
and tiny little Toll House
tiny,
chocolate
tiny,
chips.
tiny,
Mm.
but like
Teeny tiny.
teeny tiny.
Yeah.
Okay, and Brooke, what do you have?
I have a sugar-free, dairy-free Cocoa Bliss ice cream. I think it's chocolate peanut butter, but my husband
Okay.
brought it home, so.
Okay, nice. I gotta get me one of those.
Yeah.
Do you think that's
He's
interesting?
handy.
Well,
I need
Stacy's
one.
got the whole box.
Well, this it's empty. But
I bet it is. I
have
bet
the
it
last-
is.
The last popsicle. Oh no, that's not true. There's one more in the freezer. But it is Solero's For the Love of Fruit, no sugar added popsicle
Ooh.
in cherry and grape. But to be honest, I'm not really
Go
sure
ahead.
which one I just had, cherry or grape, but it was good. I wolfed it down so fast I couldn't quite
Couldn't taste it.
couldn't tell the difference.
I'm eating keto ice cream, so it's no sugar, no carbs, no flavor. It tastes like
It tastes like ice.
it's like kind of but like old ice, not even like fresh ice.
I like old ice.
So
I know that
they're
taste.
clearly not going to be a sponsor of this show.
And this is bad. Let's just see if bananas will sponsor us.
Yeah,
Just
bananas.
Brought to you by bananas.
Bananas, yeah.
Like Chiquita Banana, that bitch, she was an alcoholic. Don't play. Chiquita
Was she?
Banana. She partied. I don't know if she's an alcoholic, but Chiquita Banana definitely partied.
She
So
did.
if we can get Chiquita Banana to sponsor this.
I'm going to work on that.
We got to reform her.
Well, I can't get over. Cannot. I mean, I did this because I watched previous iterations of this. Well, not all of that, but could we just take a moment? Everybody could just look at the faces and look at Alysse's face and Nikki's face and just be like, they related. Or Stacy's face, sorry. But
Wait,
yeah, the sisters, it's like crazy. It's my favorite thing. I knew
you
I
know
wanted
there was
more.
two of us. There's two of us.
So beautiful. It like does something to my system. There's like meditation and then there's just staring at your guys' symmetrical faces. And it's amazing.
Two things about your faces. When you posted the Sober Curator cover photo of your sister, I thought that was you. And then I was like, Alysse looks a bit different. Like, is it really photoshopped or something? But it wasn't
That's
you.
not you? Fuck.
And then the second thing, when you were in the car doing your Target drive-by googly eye shooting thing,
My favorite.
I was like, holy shit, this girl, she looks like, oh my God, now I can't remember her name. The girl, fuck.
Adele.
No, she's blonde. She was in all the movies. The one with Bradley Cooper, where
Lady
he
Gaga.
cheats on his wife, who is, and with,
Jennifer
what's her
Lawrence.
name?
I'm doing it
Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson.
A
You
chubby Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, I've gotten that before actually. But a chubby. But
Oh,
yeah.
that was fucking hard.
Ooh, it's easier to eat cardboard.
This is what happens when I don't have sugar for 6 days. My
Explains
brain
a lot.
turned off.
They just stopped firing. How is your sugar cleanse going? Tell us all about it.
Yeah, what's going on?
Well, since I met Alysse, we started a lot of really fun things that involved a lot of sugary drinks and sugary food. And I also started medication in December for depression. And so all those things combined were rapidly making me gain weight. And so I was like, okay, let's make some changes. Also, I'm really prone to anxiety and panic attacks, and like sugar and caffeine kick that into high gear. So I thought, let's get rid of sugar. I was sugar free for 2 years when I got sober, and then I got pregnant and hit the fuck it button. I'm gonna get back.
I just quit caffeine just for a little bit, because I was just, that's all I was doing. All I was doing was drinking pots of coffee. And you guys, I think I'm getting old. My stomach doesn't like it. I don't know what's going on. Also, you know, as you guys, I don't know if you guys know, but I'm going through a breakup. It'll be 5 months. It'll be 7 years, and I'll be like, I'm still going through a breakup. I'll be married. I'll have 7 kids, and I'll be like,
Breakup tour.
as you guys know, I'm going through a breakup.
Okay, what is this breakup tour? Because it's been shouted out quite a few times.
It's so Alysse, right? Alyce's beautiful brain of magical synapsings. But basically, my partner and I broke up. We lived in the same apartment, our beautiful home in Brooklyn. I'm not bitter. And and he went to his brother's house for a month, which was like really great. I mean, and we're like on totally civil terms. I'm just heartbroken, but he's a wonderful person. But he was like, okay, I'm gonna go to my brother's house for the month, and you sort of, not that he said this, but like it was sort of like implied, like, oh, so you have like a month to sort of like get your shit together, get the fuck out. So I was like, I'm gonna get my shit together, get the fuck out. And then one of my girlfriends was like, you know what? We're young. And I was like, you're 27. And she's like, I'm young. And then let's go on a trip. Let's go on a trip. She's like, when are we ever gonna do this again? Because I can work remotely, and we would figure it out together, and she can work remotely. And so I was like, I've never been down south. Let's go down south and let's find a husband in Atlanta, because that seems great. It was literally the objective, to get to Atlanta to find a husband. And then 3 days before we're about to leave, she kind of had a little bit of a freak out moment, and she was like, girl, I can't go with you. I gotta live my life. And I was like, what? So I guess I'll just.
That the breakup that you're really having a hard time getting over?
Girl, open up another popsicle. We got some shit we gotta talk about. So there was just like one breakup after the other. I was like, no, literally, like, he just broke up with me. Why are you breaking up with me right now? It's a whole thing. And then, but God, right? God, because whatever. And God was like, this is the journey you have to take by yourself. Because really, to be totally sincere, my best friend had showed up from the jump, and like I could barely peel myself off the ground. And she literally was like trying to peel me off the ground and roll me places and have me do things, and you know, and I really, I just couldn't function. At least no. I called Alysse one day, just, well, more than one day, but I called Alysse one day, just totally unable to function. I mean, that is like the gift of all this stuff so much. I'm literally, I was like, what do I do next? Like, what do I physically do next? Right? Like, I couldn't like, my brain just like shut down, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And she was like, how about eating? And I was like, what's that? What's eating? What does it mean?
It was just like that. It was just like that.
It was.
I was like, maybe a shower. Maybe a shower.
Because I followed her about eating. She was like, how about a smoothie? And I was like, you chop vegetables like you chopped my heart. I don't know. We got through it. It was good. But so the breakup tour ended up being me taking a solo adventure in a rental car for a month. And the journey was I've never been down south. I actually never traveled. I get crazy travel anxiety. And for me, this relates a little bit back to my sober journey of just being like, what's the fucking point? I can drink in my room. I don't want to go anywhere. It's like a paradise in my own house. Also, like, very much so, just had never, it's never been a priority of mine to travel. And I'm like the only person on any dating websites that don't say like I love wine and traveling. So, but the door has been cracked open, and I hit Lynchburg, Virginia, which is where one of my best friends lived, which was really special because every year I tell them I'm gonna come visit, and I realize it's 8 hours away, and then I don't. And so I finally followed through. Then I went to Nashville, Tennessee, and I stayed with a musician who I had met doing Fcking sober. So like kind of one of these relationships, but just her and I are like totally just, super in love. I think her name was Katie Burke. She has a song on every single episode of the show, and I just think she is like whatever. I think she is incredibly talented, and what an incredible thing to sort of like be like we've never met, and also know it's gonna be like totally fine. We had an amazing time, and then I went to Asheville, North Carolina, and saw a friend of mine because I saw that he gave a TED talk, basically about not doing well, and I was like, yo, we were like really close when we were 16. And he was like, come hang out with me. I'll give you a tattoo. And I'm covered in tattoos. They're all over the place. I mean, that's just the beginning. And the first time in my life, I've been getting tattoos since I was 15 and a half. I'm turning 35 in May. I'm the same month that Alysse is 15 years sober, just minor, whatever. But it was the first time I realized that I'm going to die with this person's ink on my body. And I was excited. I was like, Dave, when I get murdered, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. My head's going to be like gone. My finger's gone. My limb's gone. But on my upper thigh, they're going to be like, that's her. Because that's my artwork. Like, how cool is that? So cool. And I got it of my version of God. This became the Mac show. My version of God is a koala, and that was my way in to trying to figure out what God could mean to me. So there's like a cartoon koala. I just imagine, so sort of my introduction into what God could mean to me in terms of 12-step program was that like just something that could like give a shit about you because clearly you don't. And I was like, people don't, I don't. And they're like, all right, what about like a cartoon koala kind of was something that my friend and I had sort of come up with. So I have a stuffed animal. His name is Kevin. He's in the other room. But Kevin was given to me when I was 26 and first starting. And I'll say this, like today is also, you guys, my 10-year anniversary of stopping heroin.
No.
Amazing.
You don't even know when she stopped yet, but she said it for 10 years.
Why did I get fucking bananas for this moment? Jesus Christ. I should have had real ice cream for that fucking applause. So I've been in recovery from heroin for 10 years, which is incredible. Is that crazy? But I've been doing everything else. So, anyway. Tattoo Kevin. Went to, Brooke. It's me kind of like trying to figure out who I am without this other person who I, have quarantined with, which should be enough justification. But I just like thought I had a future with. I thought we're gonna have like tiny babies together. They were gonna stay small. They were gonna love me forever. It's gonna be very easy.
Were they gonna have little tiny koala tattoos on their chubby baby thighs? Were they? Oh, sorry. Too soon. Sorry.
No, that just makes me so happy, and I'm mad that like other babies get their ears pierced, and I'm tattooing my children when they're like 6 months old. Like in Italian culture, we get like little tiny ear piercings. I'm gonna be like, no, just take it. It's fine. They're fine. They need tattoos. We have to identify them. My tattoos, I have people tattoos on me, and my tattoos have the same tattoos that I have. They're my little patron saints. They're my little. So like I have a tattoo in my shoulder, and my tattoos have tattoos on their shoulder. It's cool. It's cool.
That's deep. That's like tattoo inception.
Yeah. It really is like, who started it first?
Well, so, I don't have any tattoos, so you're all never finding me when I go.
No,
I'm lost to
we're
the
gonna follow the
abyss.
We're gonna think it's Alysse because you guys look so somebody identify her.
But I'm still alive.
That's really upsetting. I feel like now we need to get you a tattoo. I've
Well, you know,
never
the
used that as a
problem is,
justification
the
before.
problem is, like, it feels like a commitment, you know? Like, that's just me. Like, I'm kind of indecisive. Like, if I like it now, will I like it in a year? Will I like it in 2 years?
You will not.
Point. That's not the point. I have a tramp
it's not
stamp,
regret.
and I'm not proud of it, but it's there.
I'm gonna tell you,
Alysse.
I just got this for my birthday. I turned 34.
No,
And
beautiful.
after my brother passed, like butterflies was a big thing that came up, and then the lotus flower like blooms in all the hard conditions and everything, so it's like meaningful. But right after I got it, I got extreme anxiety, like, oh, this is forever. Like, I made a very permanent position or decision in a very deep space of grief that is now on my body for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
That's okay.
That's when you get it done. It's not. Everyone's like, tattoos are forever, so make sure it's something that you like. Girl, if there's anything I've learned about growing up, it's like you're not gonna like it later. That's part of it. This is where you go. This is where you go. Oh, I have a tattoo that says tattoo. This is where I start to show you guys my tattoo.
Take it off.
We gotta save some stuff for OnlyFans here.
Oh, you're right. You're right. It's literally that's all it is. It's me eating frozen bananas and tiny chocolate chips.
Well, I just
My
really
cup of
want to be in the mind of the person who just logged on to look at your ass. No context.
I know what they're thinking, and to them I say, "You're welcome." I don't understand. I'm very confused. You guys remember the time that Nikki was like, "I can't make it," and you guys were like, "Maybe Max should come on." It's called regret. It's about a tattoo. It's all the same. Staci, if you were gonna get a tattoo, what do you think you would get? That's one of my favorite questions.
Probably like, okay, so my instinctual thing that was like popped in my head without any thought was a coffee cup, because literally that's
That is
like
so boring.
Wow,
I am boring.
that's called sister
Okay.
love.
I am
Shots
boring.
fired.
I am vanilla, boring. I'm okay with it.
Is it a Starbucks cup?
Oh yeah.
No. I was thinking an old diner, right? Like an old diner cup, nice sturdy cup. Just a coffee cup. Probably why I shouldn't get tattooed.
No. I love that idea that you're just gonna cover your body in just like very like boring tattoos. Just like
Coffee cup,
a
peanut
daisy.
butter jelly sandwich,
A piece of paper.
Yeah.
carrot stick.
Hey, I have your birthday tattooed on my body.
Is it the right date?
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, yours is right.
Yay!
Some of the other dates. Okay, so I'd always, let me back up. Have you seen Angelina Jolie's tattoo of her kids with all the latitude and longitude lines like down, striping down her back? So I wanted something like that, but I wasn't going to be as cool as her. So I was just going to go with dates. And so it was my mom's birthday, my dad's birthday, their wedding anniversary, my birthday, my sister's birthday, my son's birthday, my sobriety date, right? And I'm going to add my nephew eventually. So I go to the tattoo place actually to get my son tattooed because that's the kind of mom I am. And talking to the tattoo guy and I'm talking about the tramp stamp that I need to get like figured out because, you know, it needs to be freshened up.
What is it? What is it?
It's a princess crown and 3 hearts.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyway, so I tell him about this idea for the dates. And so we pick out a font and I was like, how long is this going to take? And he's like, Alysse, it's some numbers. Like, it's going to take less than 10 minutes. And I was like, well, let's do it right now. He's like, are you sure all these dates are correct? I'm like, duh. These dates are important to me. I'm about to have them tattooed on my body. Of course I know they're correct.
Yeah.
He's like, you sure you don't want to like double check? I was like, I don't need to double check. I know I am right. So I'm driving home and I call my mom and I was like, hey mom, how's it going? And my parents hate tattoos, right? Sorry if you're watching this, mom. I mean, she's not because she's not on Instagram, but she might watch it later. I don't know. So I call and I say, so just you guys you guys were married for 3 years before you had me, right? And my mom was like, no, honey, 2 years. I was like, okay, but you and dad are 3 years apart in age. And she was like, no, but you and your sister are. So I made my parents married a year longer than
You got 2 dates wrong?
I got
There
2
was
dates
5
wrong.
dates? You got 2 dates wrong? I don't even think you passed. You literally,
No,
that is like, that's not even a C.
no.
It's a solid D. It's a solid D.
I
3
was,
out of 5.
I was
Solid
going
D.
to get it corrected, but first of all, it's not like it's a typo. Nobody knows that I have incorrect dates on my back unless I tell them.
I know.
And all of Instagram now, but like nobody knows. And so then I realized that leaving them incorrect was actually better, because when I think that I'm right about something, I just have to think to myself, check your back. And the margin for error of me being wrong is a solid 20 to 30%. Like,
Girl, oh, I've been doing shit like that too. I'm like, my tattoos, I'm like, no, I meant that. That's good. That'll be my lesson for life, not to do that.
It's like how the Amish always leave a mistake in their quilts because nobody's perfect but God, and the Japanese art of where they take the broken things and they fill the gold in it, and it's like highlights the imperfection.
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna go with that story.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that story. Yeah, I'm Amish. My tattoo.
I have an Amish tattoo.
You could outline the incorrect dates in gold, and then you'd be Amish. And is it
That's
Egyptian or is it?
genius.
Yeah,
I
thought
love that.
Egyptians did that as well. I don't
You
know.
know, you're the second person today to tell me that gold fixes imperfections. The other person was Jacob's brother, half brother, brother from another mother.
We're just gonna gloss over that I said it too. We're just gonna ignore that.
No, she's talking to you.
I always thought I wanted a sister.
You don't.
No, I
You
don't.
don't want a
No, you
sister.
don't.
You definitely don't want a sister. But if you're gonna have a sister, have mine. She's available.
No, she's great. She's great.
I'm currently up for adoption. Takers.
I got applications for people who want to be my sister. No one wants to be my sister. I would love to be someone's, you guys ever did like Big Brother, Little Sister or whatever? I had one of those when I was little, and I always wanted to do that. I need to, like, as soon as I find a home base after my breakup tour.
Have you ever thought of finding your previous big sister from the past?
I've thought about it, but I've never tracked it. I've never even thought about tracking it down. That'd be so special. Yeah. That's so interesting.
I always wanted one of those when I was little. My uncle had a big brother that used to come to our Christmas dinners and stuff, was like a full-grown adult man. And I was like, I want that kind of love and affection from anybody, please. Like, sign me up.
I would love a full-grown adult man to love me. That sounds great.
You're a stepsister, though. Like, you're in recovery, so technically we're stepsisters.
I love that. I do love that. I need that.
So funny. Earlier this week, I had that commercial from the 80s stuck in my head, because I call my son Bryson, sometimes I just call him Buddy because he's my little buddy. He like follows me everywhere. So I got that jingle in my head, like my buddy, wherever I go, he's my go. So I wanted to show Bryson because he's looking at me like, who's this crazy woman posing as my mom? So I'm like, no, it's thing, and I'm looking up on YouTube. And I show him the commercial, and he bursts into tears. He's like, ah! He just thought it was like the worst, scariest thing ever, and it kind of is.
I'm so sorry, Staci. How old is your child?
3.
Okay, that makes so much more sense.
She knows that my son is 24, so I think she was a little confused.
They're far apart.
All I did was I took Jacob's face and put it on another ambiguous body. And then I was like, well, that's Staci's kid. That makes sense. And he's well over 3. And I was like, no, I mean, there are many things that make me cry. And it was less about his mental wellness and more about, if I should go and seek out this video, because if that was his response, and he's 16, then I'll be scarred forever. But it's great, so I should still not see it. You know, I love in 12 Step where they say like, you know, your mental maturity sort of stopped at, you know, whatever age you started drinking, and that's 10 for me, guys. That's 10 years old.
That does explain a few things, though.
Like what? Alysse?
I mean, you know, it makes sense. It makes sense. Your youthful glow.
Yeah, go ahead, girl. Go ahead. Keep talking.
It's actually really nice to put a face to the voice because I just have listened to your podcast and then I get together with you on Clubhouse, but I've never actually seen you like talking at me before.
Oh my God, you're right. That's so funny. I've been stalking all of you. And so this isn't weird for me. It is.
For those of you who just joined, Katie Mack's podcast, Fucking Sober, the first 90 days, is out and it is amazing. And Katie Mack, you're not going to believe this. Guess who I Zoomed with this morning that I had no idea when I set up the Zoom with her? Cynthia from Brooklyn and I are besties now.
She's so special. She really is.
Yeah, she is.
Did you guys were you on her show or was she on your?
No, she reached out because of our Clubhouse and then we got connected and then I started talking to her about the Sober Curator and then she started talking to me about her podcast and then I listened to her podcast and I was like, you should be a Sober Curator. Let's just get on the phone and figure this out. And by phone, I mean Zoom, because do people really call each other anymore? I don't, maybe sometimes. I mean, yeah, I guess we do, but
I call calling. Yeah.
Anyway, I was like, oh, I had no idea about the connection of you with her. And then it came up in passing and I was like, oh, stop the phones.
Yeah. So it's, I think we're making it sound like it's a secret, but Cynthia is either going to be episode 3 or season 3 or season 2 of Fucking Sober. So when I made Fucking Sober, which is like really lovely when people say like, we need more, like my story's done, like it's 90 days and like, that's it. That was like really important to me because I think it's cool to have an opportunity to sort of have like a 4-hour long qualification from anybody. And I got it. When I did the show, I didn't want to do my story, not because I didn't want to do my story, but just because I wanted to have a different sort of body tell their story. And then I realized like, oh, I have to go first. Like I have to like, you know, see what it's like first. I have to, you know, wrestle with it first. And it was something that I didn't know how to do, like any of the soundscaping, anything like that. And so it's really nice to have done it and then have had the experience. And then Cynthia, I think I'm allowed to say this. We are, is your child clothed?
Oh, yeah.
Yay!
Wow. That works like a charm. You make cute kids. Look at that one.
Oh, thank you.
Can you hear me?
No, I cannot.
Oh, that's going to get weird because now I have to entertain the child. Oh, God, you guys don't let me ever have it. That's good. No, so we submitted, Tribeca Film Festival has a podcasting section. And if we make it into the podcasting section for Tribeca Film Festival, nothing can be released yet. And we'll find out within the next 2 weeks or so about that. So if we don't get any sort of recognition, which is great, we'll release Cynthia's episode, or we'll release, and I think we're gonna do each season as like a drop, as like an official drop. And then we have another woman who is in Massachusetts all lined up to go for the next season. So we're still like the dream with Fucking Sober for me is right now it's all female identifying, which is great. Cynthia, like really for me is just so, she asks questions in a way that my brain just doesn't work, which I think is so special, and I love her writing. So it was really cool. We had developed a little bit of a relationship beforehand, and then when we put out the call for Fucking Sober, she was like on it, and I was like, yeah, duh. So I'm looking forward to us like really charting, like, you know, hashing out what the whole episode's gonna look like. But yeah, it's just a really different beast. But
yeah, it'll be her 90 days, and then we have another young woman. Her name is Kim, and it'll be her 90 days, and she has her. That's going to be more of a upper crust mommy culture in Needham, Massachusetts, or something like Needham, Massachusetts. Think suburbs. So we'll sort of have the low life, and then we have Cynthia, who is like an advertising. And like how she juggled that life, and then we have Kim and mommy culture and sort of dealing with that, and Kim's story is really interesting because she's telling her story from the perspective of the pandemic. So even though it'll be hopefully removed, we'll have some of that perspective because she got sober during the pandemic, which is like now, anybody who's been doing it, like you're kicking a year, bros. That's crazy. Crazy.
So cool.
Yeah. So yeah, it's really for the next year we're gonna be trying to do some seasons, but I don't know how long we're gonna do it for. We'll see what kind of we've submitted to some festivals and some things. You guys know how this goes. But I love it. I mean, the people I meet and the stories I get to hear and be a part of is really special. And thanks for listening and asking me about it. But Cynthia's episode will be way cooler than mine. Or Cynthia's season will be way cooler than mine. She's just way cooler than I am. It's easier.
I don't know. You're pretty cool.
You want to see my tattoo again? I'll show everyone. I'll fucking do it. I'll do it.
Should we talk about what's going on this week?
Yeah, because we're a good 40 minutes into our 15-minute show, and we should probably get to the headlines and what's coming up.
Okay, well, first of all, Dolly Parton made an ice cream.
She did.
It broke the internet.
It literally
and,
broke the internet.
I had no idea there was a Prince Philip until this week, so his death brought his life to life for me.
You're Canadian. How do you not know about Prince Philip? I
legitimately, okay, like if you are going to date a queen, does that not make you a king? I kind of love the vibe though of like, no, you're not a king, you're just a prince. Like, step off my throne. But yeah, I had no idea she was dating anybody.
Well, not anymore, right?
Not anymore.
that ended awkward. So
yeah, it makes your breakup look like bananas. Katie.
Brought to you by Chiquita Banana.
Yeah.
Yeah, my breakup is still happening, so we don't know. We could end terribly. It could end even worse. We don't know. We still don't know.
That's
also
true.
pretty sad was the news about DMX. Like that was hard.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because depending on, which news outlet you read, some are just classifying it as a heart attack when we all know yes, there was a heart attack, but let's talk about what led to the heart attack. So
Yeah.
Did you guys see that? Well, and it's also really interesting because, right, I think in some ways it's respectful to just call it a heart attack.
Yeah.
Because I mean, right, like it doesn't really like destigmatize anything, but right, like because DMX is a black man, the idea that he was using drugs is like, oh, that like right, a lot of our language in our culture is like, oh, he deserved it, and especially in juxtaposition with Prince Philip. Like I think there was an actual side by side. I don't know if someone did it or I don't know if it's real on the internet or not, but like the New York Post or New York Magazine, it was like Prince Philip dies at 90, 100, and then DMX like drug overdose or something, like these two things, like upstanding man and like guy who fucking deserves it kind of vibe. And I obviously, like, we want to be able to have these conversations around it, but again, how we want to be remembered. I know a lot of my friends who have either taken their own lives or have overdosed, right? The families or even themselves, in their own letters have sort of decided, oh no, and if you don't know, then like maybe we can remember them for the people that they are, not just like their last moments.
Yeah,
which I think is really interesting. And yeah, I mean, like, it, like, for Seek Purpose, like you guys have so many people who are like really vulnerable about these things and sort of talking about them. And I have no problem talking about myself as an addict, but God, if I OD'd, I don't know, like, yeah, like I want you guys to be like, that dumb drug addict.
But like you guys are my friends, so like I like that. I don't. Only my friends can call me some drug addicts. Whereas, yeah, I think that's kind of like a squishy subject, you know, how we want to be remembered.
Especially because the person who died isn't here to hear it. It's the family member that's left.
That's a really good point.
It's not like it's those are the people we need to show kindness and compassion to, and if they're not ready to like deal with some of this stuff, then they're not ready. So sometimes we have to choose. It's good to be truthful, and it's also good to be kind. If I have to choose between the two, I'll choose kind every time.
I like that, Staci. Did you know that DMX had 15 kids? It's crazy.
Wow. Are you sure? I thought it was only 4.
I mean, I'm not sure of anything, but I just read that today, and it locked and loaded. 15 kids.
I also feel for the kids. Like, that's really hard. I mean, it's really hard to lose a parent at any age. But, you know, 50 is pretty young. And I can say that because I'm only 5 years away from 50. So it's very, very, very young. And and I'm glad you brought up the juxtaposition of Prince Philip, because it didn't really occur to me that those things were co-occurring. That's a really important thing to point out, because I was not putting those in this, like, I was putting those as very different, but that makes sense.
Well, it's also different because I think, like, in our community, when I say our community, like in the recovery community, we can look at an overdose with like so much love, or I mean, I'll speak for myself, right? But I feel like there's a lot of love and understanding, and like, fuck, and like, there's like nothing wrong with you. You just sort of lost the fucking battle. Like, we love you and we see you as a person is all sort of like maybe layered in that stuff, because that's how we think of the people in our community. Like, you know, we all hope we get another opportunity, and when we don't, we just like, you know, hope that we like did a good job while we were here, you know. And I think like so then take it out of the context of that love and put it into like the thing that we are supposed to like fight against, which is the stigma of like, you deserve it, you don't deserve another opportunity, you did it to yourself, whatever you had it coming, you should just fix yourself, bootstrap, whatever, you know. Like, I think that it's hard because the language is the same, right? Like, he had an overdose, and I'm like, oh my heart, oh my God, that's like, so I think, you know, I'm just fucking lucky that didn't happen to me, right? Like, that's just it. That's like baseline, that's it. And then in a different community, like, right, or different people with different language around it just have a different association with it. So I think it's hard, like, a little bit, like, within what do you report if you're reporting to the masses, like a bunch of people who, like, if you're People magazine, you know, do you say overdose because people can respond with compassion, or do you say heart attack because people know what that kind of compassion is, you know?
Yeah. Oh, that's so true. I think I heard something really beautiful today. Actually on TikTok, a girl was saying, like, we need to humanize addicts by saying it's a person with addiction disorder. It's a person in addiction recovery, so that we're talking about how we are human beings first. Like, we are not an addict. We are a person with an addiction. And a lot of the things we struggle with are things that everybody struggles with. My brother actually OD'd in August, and it was fucking brutal, the things people would say. Like, writing his eulogy, and I read it to somebody that I love that is very close to me, and asked me, I used the word tragedy, and she's like, is it a tragedy? I'm like, what? Like, it just blew my mind that there's people that think like this, because my community so much is recovery. Like, I don't know a lot of people that still have that stigma, so to hear that was just like, I can't believe that's still out there, and it's someone in my world that still has those beliefs, that have seen what I've been through. Like, it's just crazy.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, thank you.
Well, and it's so hard also in that space of being like, well, you're my friend, and I know that you love me, and I know what you meant. But again, like, this stuff matters. Like, the way we speak about it matters, and practicing the language matters. And, you know, and that's why I think, like, a lot of times, like, we're all, you know, I hope that, maybe not in that moment, but I hope that your friend maybe is maybe changing her language around it, or her kind of viewpoint around it, right? Because she didn't mean that, you know, it's like, I didn't mean to hurt you in that way, but of course it does. And that we should all sort of have the space to make mistakes, but then, right, what do we really do? How to amend that mistake, because we don't make the mistake anymore, right?
Yeah.
Like, so much of this
ever-changing world where we want to be conscious of everyone as people, we should have the permission to be able to sort of like stumble and maybe say the wrong thing, but then like, yeah, then now you don't know, and now you don't change your language, you know? And that, I hope that continues to happen, and that your friend would be like, you know, your friend somewhere having a conversation like, man, oh, I just want to punch my eyes out because I said this really dumb thing.
Especially if she's watching this right now, because I never even brought it up to her. You know who you are, bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
The podcast is mightier than the sword.
This shit is so real. This shit is so real. I wrote about my ex before this ex, so many exes, in the podcast, and it's very obviously him, and I'm supposed to make an amends to him, and I'm supposed to actually do that, and I can't even get to the first step of writing the email because I know he listened to the podcast about. He's like a one-dimensional version of himself, right? He's more of a character than anything, but the podcast is mightier than the sword, and also mightier than my humility. Sometimes we do things that we. No, I thought about it. I gave it some thought. I did. I thought it was fucking.
Are
fine.
you making amends because you put him in your podcast, or was it like beforehand?
No, this is me like actually digging into. So I'm doing 12-step work, and like, have you guys ever seen? Oh God, I'm in a different room, in my cousin's room. There's the big book for people who can't see. So it's the large print big book.
Yes. It's very, very large font.
It's
very large.
I literally work out with it. I'm not lying. Like I'm working out. Like I feel like I carry it around more than I do any work in it. That's just real. But yeah, we're going like we're combing again, right? So like the first kind of go when you do the things, you're like, just get it out, just vomit it, just come on, go ahead, get it out, do the thing, feel like it's really hot, and now it's like, remember that thing that you thought you dealt with? You didn't even deal with it. You just pretended you did. You just did it so you could raise your hand in a meeting and say you did it. No, now I'm gonna need you to take a real inventory. Write it all down. Like I wrote it all down. They're like, that's not enough. Write it more.
Is that how your sponsor talks?
No, she's the nicest person ever. This is my brain.
Well, your brain
Okay.
has some like, you know, Lou Gossett Jr. drill sergeant vibes from what's that movie where with Richard Gere and like the drill sergeant's like getting right in his face and spitting and no.
Military movie ever, but yes, that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
About it.
Anybody who's thinking about joining a 12-step program, that is not what it is.
The person that like attraction is not part of the program. They're like, I don't want whatever she has.
No, thank you.
Oh, that's so funny. I was doing a tradition step group, and one of the questions was, is your recovery attractive to other people? Would they want to like buy your recovery basically, or your brand of recovery? And I was like, well, do I be humble because that's part of this program, or do I be honest because that's part of this program? I'm just like, other people seem to think.
So good. Oh my god, I love this moment so much.
Oh my god, I swear I like sweat when I have to answer questions in step group because I have thought way too much about it before anything comes out of my mouth.
I'm coming to all your meetings now. That's amazing. It's only because I'll keep myself with my camera off because I'll just be like I know how she's trying to. I know what she really wants to say, but I know what she's going to say because you're in public, you know.
It'll just be a picture of the tattoo on your head.
Yeah, it's gonna be my answer.
And the name will be Guess Who.
You're gonna be mad when we're on Clubhouse on Wednesday. You're gonna be mad.
No,
You're gonna
no.
be mad.
If you send us a picture of your koala, we can between Brooke and I, we can make it into a Jiffy sticker for Instagram. And you want a sticker out there, girl. You know you do.
Kevin, God, the koala.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys. I became 10. That's what it was. That was it. Right back to my first drink. 10 years old.
Right back.
That's it. You know what? I know we're talking about pop culture, but really, my pop culture is just so small. And I was curious, Alysse, if you have plans for your birthday.
Oh, for my birthday.
For your quinceañera, so birthday.
Yeah. It's gonna be on a Saturday, so that's cool.
Get fucked up, girl. Saturday, yeah.
Every year I'm like, hey, it's my sobriety birthday, parents and son. What do you think? Should we all get cocktails? And they're always like, I'm like, too soon. Still too soon. I did a photo shoot, so I'll be excited to share those pictures of my photo shoot that I did last week. I haven't even seen them yet, but I did change into an evening gown in the middle of downtown Seattle next to my car. That felt creepy, but also appropriate. I have Jones soda. I put my own face on a Jones soda birthday cake flavored soda. I had a whole case of them. So I tried one. They're very sweet.
Just like you.
Sweet.
Just like you.
As am I. But the actual day, I haven't really, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll have a Zoom party and ask people to show up wearing sequins. I don't know.
Evening gowns.
Yeah, evening gowns on a Saturday afternoon seems appropriate.
You should definitely get Nick to make you a birthday cake Jones soda mocktail with glitter or something in it.
Okay, I've got a problem with the drink. I keep putting the glitter in all my drinks, even like water. Like I can't stop with the glitter. I'm pooping glitter. I'm literally pooping glitter.
I've never wanted glitter more. I want to poop glitter.
I didn't look down before, but then Jacob's friends came over last week because we were playing Goonies Monopoly, as one does. And I was like dazzling them with my mocktail skills and making them drinks with the glitter. And then they asked me, is this going to make our poop glitter? And I was like, I don't know. And then they called the next day and they were like, sure enough. So then I was like, now I've got to do it some more so I can like see if it's the real deal.
Okay, I'm just imagining the name of this podcast, like R.I.P.
Poop glitter?
DMX and poop glitter.
It's gone from the sober scoop to the sober poop.
Yes! She did it! She did it!
Oh boy. Okay. We
soft.
should.
I mean, it's my favorite topic, poop.
You do. Yeah.
It is.
It's true.
I do love a good poop.
This is my question for you. Is your 3-year-old potty trained?
So no,
Okay.
we are starting. He has an Elmo Big Bird toilet seat, and we are in the pull-ups and we've
Are you
gone
having him
on-
drink a healthy diet of glitter?
If you give him glitter in his juice and tell him his poop is going to be glittery, maybe he'll go in the toilet.
Like, okay, ready? Oh my God.
I don't
Oh
think
my
she
God.
wanted parenting tips from us. That's weird.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Well, there'll be somebody out in Instagram that can use that info.
It might work for a
Yeah.
girl
Oh yeah.
or
Yeah,
a boy
maybe,
who's
maybe.
into glitter. I don't know that he's into glitter. Now
I don't know anyone who isn't into glitter. Her child wants to give parenting advice too.
Does he want poop glitter?
Here's my
Yes.
parenting advice. Use technology to your advantage.
Oh wait.
Oh.
Okay, let's talk about the week coming up because we've been on for now almost an hour and there are still 5 people hanging, 4 people, 5 people hanging on. So here's what we have coming up this week. Brooke, do you want to give us a little update on Just 424.
Just for 24. I'll give you the scoop on it. So Just for 24 is coming up on April 24th, which is 424. And it's basically like 420, but for sober people. So on that day, we want you to show up sober. If you are in recovery, show us how you're having fun, completely clean and sober. If you're not in recovery and you just want to support the recovery community or someone that you love that is in recovery or struggling with addiction, like have an absolute blast, completely booze free, and share it on social media using the hashtag just424. And then we're going to have an amazing live-a-thon with some incredible guest speakers. And Alysse is going to be co-hosting. It's going to be absolutely amazing. It's from 1 to 4:30 p.m. on Western time. So it'll be 4 to 8:30 Eastern time on Just 424 on April 24th. That's a lot of 4s and 2s. So just go to just424.com. It's got all the info there.
And this is the second year, right?
This is the second year. Yeah.
So you can get in and be cool, because it's going to be like a really big deal like next year and the year after. If you do it this year, you could be like, I was part of the ones that made it cool. I'm just saying. You could
Ground floor,
baby. Okay, sister, what do we have coming up on the Daily Llama this
We got the Daily Llama.
Complete well-being.
We are being inspired by our Muslim brothers and sisters who begin Ramadan tomorrow. So the words of the week are loosely inspired, related to the 5 pillars of Islam. I took a spin at it. I'm not Muslim, but I used their 5 pillars as an inspo for the words of the week. And for those of us who are not fasting from sunrise to sunset, tomorrow is National Grilled Cheese Day. So get out your bread, get out your cheese.
That's so rude. That is so rude.
So
that was the
rude.
segue.
Yeah, about appropriate for me. It's also this week we got the National Adulting Day is April 15th. It's both the tax day and National Laundry Day. But don't worry, Friday is wear your pajamas to work day. So if you're done adulting, Friday's got you, man. It's all about the PJs come Friday.
And
so,
Katie Mack, I better see that your sweatshirt tucked into those PJs.
Oh, it's
and
happening
always
right now. Yeah. If you're not tucking your sweatshirt into your pants, what are you doing?
Right? Okay, coming up this week on the Sober Pop on Clubhouse on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Pacific. 6 p.m. Pacific. 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. This week's theme is my favorite. It's add to cart. It's shopping. And we have 3 incredible sober businesses coming to talk about their merchandise. We have Pop Buchanan from Sober is Dope, and I love myself some Pop. I do love myself some Pop. He's pretty dope. And I didn't mean that, but you know what I mean. And then we have the girls coming from Recovery Life Apparel, and I just knowing they're coming just puts me in my dancing kind of tie-dyed move. I can hardly wait for them. And then we have Jessica coming back from A Sober Girls Guide. So that's pretty cool because they all have really great lines. I have shopped from all 3 of them. So I'm excited for this week's Sober Pop. And I don't know what the Sober Pop mock is yet. Nick is still working on that. But her Just a Merry Mocktail Monday will come out tomorrow. And it has to do with simple syrups and making them at home or store-bought. You decide.
Amazing. I can't wait. She has completely changed my whole drink game for the better. I just saw the Just for 2 mocktail as well. It's on her TikTok. If you guys go check that out. This is what happens when we go overtime. My kids do not give me this much time to hang out with adults.
We want to hang out with them too. Oh my gosh.
Hi,
Mom.
Can you say hi?
Hi.
That was all I needed. Were you speaking straight to my ovaries? Okay.
Do you want to get a tattoo?
Yeah.
You should say yes, get a tattoo. 'Cause that's what I heard.
Can you say Kevin?
Well, I've ruined your shows and I haven't even met them. This is crazy.
Yours?
You know what? I'll get a tattoo when you're able to do audio tattoos where you can press a place on your skin and it like does the sound.
That sounds
Whoa.
And
genius.
that's the sound I want. I want a little like a little baby going.
Well, on that note, should we take it out to our song? Should we dance it out?
Hey, it's time for scoops, baby. Scoop, scoop, baby. Scoop, baby. Scoop, baby. Baby, baby. Scoop, baby. Scoop, baby. Scoop, baby. Baby, baby. Scoop, baby. Scoop, baby. Scoop, baby. Baby, baby. Scoop, baby. Scoop, baby. Here we go, here we go, here we go again, girls. It's the weekend, and okay, then chillin', my ice cream, minding my business until we all go live, and you wouldn't believe it. I swear, we share the tea, we spill it. You know we got it going on like something kinda wicked, wicked. Love to kick it. We're not shy, we're just sober and opinionated. Licking ice cream like it should be lit. Come to Instagram to chill for a bit. We don't know what we'll do, but we'll entertain you. So what the hell? Let's get the sober scoop, scoop, scoop.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time. Same time, same place. Different flavor.